That's all I got. That good? Okay, thanks guys. Quiet on set. Woo! Welcome, I'm Mac from Dogtopia and I'm gonna show you how to do a meet and greet. All right, let's try this again. Hi, I'm Mac and I'm gonna tell you how a meet and greet goes at Dogtopia. Okay, so at Dogtopia, we believe that there are no bad dogs, but we know that not every dog is fit for daycare, so that evaluation is to acclimate to your dog. We're gonna ask a couple of questions about your dog's history, whether that's social, any allergies, and anything that they're sensitive to. We'll go ahead and take them back, introduce them to our staff, our people, and then go ahead and introduce them to a house-style crate that we do use in the playroom. And then we do as well introduce them to other dogs. So before we put them in that playroom filled with 30+ dogs, we're actually gonna introduce them slowly, one by one, to a calm, medium, and then a high energy. Our good greeters is what we call them. And then we'll go ahead and put them into that playroom. But we do take our time, we do go by the dog, and we just make sure that we are taking every step very seriously and making sure that the dog is comfortable. We want to create a very safe environment. We want to make sure that they're comfortable with the dogs in that playroom and with the canine coach in there as well. But the meet and greet is just important so that we can cater to that dog to make sure that we're putting them and placing them in the appropriate room to suit their play style and temperament best. Typically, our meet and greet should take about 15 minutes, depending on your dog. It can also take up to 20 to 30 minutes. We go by the pace of your dog. We recommend that you leave them here for 4 to 6 hours, not only so that they can acclimate to the playroom, but so that they can have a good time. They can start getting to introduce themselves to the similar breeds, some best friends that kind of have the same play style, or just get to know the environment and the canine coach as well. So once you step into the door, before we begin the meet and greet, we will want to make sure that the pet parent agreement form is filled out and that the vaccines are filled in as well. You could always upload that online or you can fill that out in store. But once we have the pet parent agreement form and the vaccines, we'll go ahead and just ask a couple of questions about your pup. A social history, anything that they're sensitive to or allergic to, and then how they do with basic commands, if you've seen them with other dogs, how they usually play. Once we figure out why you're interested in Dogtopia, some goals that you might have, we'll go ahead and take your pup back and run them through the basic steps of people, house, dogs, and play. So as soon as we step in that evaluation room, they get their own personal Dogtopia cubby and their own personal Dogtopia collar for the day. On my way to the evaluation room, I'm gonna go ahead and let that dog sniff whatever they'd like. I'm gonna go ahead and praise along the way to the evaluation room. So go ahead and let, for example, Mr. Scruffy sniff whatever he needs to sniff, introduce himself to your staff, your front desk, whoever is around. We'll overwhelm them with a lot of love to reassure that what they're doing and where you are guiding them is filled with positive and exciting things. Once we put our Dogtopia collar on, we're gonna go ahead and start with our wellness check. We're gonna check from nose to tail, just an overall body check of your pup, just to make sure that they're not going in with any lumps that we may keep track of, any bumps. And we just want to test, especially because there's going to be a canine coach in the playroom, that they are handleable. If we ever need to guide them by the collar, that we are able to do so. So we will be touching them and just kind of testing their sensitivity around their neck, their paws, and even like their tail ear area as well. So after the evaluation is all wrapped up and I have left Scruffy or your pup back there with their BFFFs, playing chase, going crazy, I'm gonna come back up here and we're gonna go over, obviously, their success. We're gonna celebrate. We'll also go over any wellness plan options that you could choose from. We'll also set up the webcams, and then we also recommend that you leave them here for 4 to 6 hours, just so that they can acclimate to the playroom and solidify their BFFFs, so that they can get excited to see them when they come in the next day. I'm gonna recommend, if your dog is super playful, if they're having a very exciting day off the bat, I'm gonna recommend unlimited. 3 days of daycare. Get them in as much as you can to start solidifying that routine so that they can become more comfortable with our faces and the dogs. If they're a little bit more shy or hesitant, I still will recommend up to 2 to 3 days, just because if they are shy, it's because they are unfamiliar. Again, the more that they come in, the more of a routine that they build, the more comfortable that they get. The only time that I offer 1 day is if you're just unaware of your schedule. So 1 day kind of fits with anybody's schedule. You don't know when you're gonna drop off, no problem. You have 1 day on your plan, Monday through Sunday, to choose which day you decide to drop off. All right, so that's the meet and greet process. It is super easy. It is nothing to be nervous about, especially in the hands of us. We are fully trained professionals. We speak dog. But the goal is to put them in their appropriate room, get them that BFFF, obviously maintaining the health and safety of them in the room. We want Dogtopia to be your dog's home away from home. And at Dogtopia, we just want you to feel confident with leaving your beloved pup with us. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have the most exciting day ever.